Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to show you how to change the ice dispenser crusher housing on your refrigerator, and it's a really easy job. All you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, a 1/4-inch nut driver, and maybe a pair of channel lock pliers. Let me show you how we do it. Now, to do this repair, we'll need to remove the ice crusher bin. So we'll simply open the freezer door, and we'll lift up slightly on the front of that bin and pull it forward. Slide it all the way out of the freezer. And then we're going to reach in and turn the ice maker off, lift up the actuator arm to the off position, then we can close the freezer door. Then we'll sit the bin on a suitable work surface to do the repair. Now, with the crusher bin on a suitable work surface, we'll begin by disassembling. If your model has the accessory shelf on the top, simply unclip that from the bin and set that aside. Now we'll need to remove a series of Phillips screws. There are 2 inside the bin that hold the front portion on. There are 2 more at the back, 2 more down into the body of the bin, and 1 that holds the crusher actuator arm. We'll begin by removing the 2 Phillips screws inside the bin, and these secure the cover to the ice bin. We'll rotate the bin upside down, and we'll remove 2 more that hold that faceplate on. And then we can remove the cover and set it aside. Next, we'll remove the Phillips screw at the back that holds the actuator arm and spring in position. They're a shorter screw, about a 1/2 inch in length, and the arm is under tension, so take care when you release it. And then we have 2 more screws on the bottom that secure the metal bracket to the ice bin. Remove those, and the top of the bin has a metal bracket that hooks over the top of the ice bin, so we can next just tilt that forward and disengage it, and we can remove the whole bin and then remove the crusher cover from the metal plate. Now, there are a series of 1/4-inch hex head screws that hold that crusher housing to the metal plate. We'll need to remove those, and we'll also need to remove the E-ring that holds the auger shaft to the cutter bars. Now, with the bin removed, we're ready to remove the crusher cover, and it's held in place with 3 1/4-inch hex head screws, and the auger shaft is through the front of that, and it has an E-ring and a thrust washer that need to be removed as well. So with a flat blade screwdriver, we'll start by removing the E-ring. And the thrust washer. We'll set those aside. Next, we'll remove the 3 1/4-inch hex head screws. Now, as you remove the last screw, we'll hold that cover assembly to the metal plate. We'll need to make sure that when we reassemble this, that we have that actuator arm in the proper position. Now, there's a couple of dimples on that shaft, one on each side of the metal plate, and there's a little keyhole slot through that metal plate that will allow us to rotate it and pull it through. But when we reassemble, we need to make sure that we have that in the proper position. So, we'll slide the cover away from the head of the auger blades, and then we can rotate that whole assembly up, let the shaft pull through, and we can disengage the hook from the dispenser cover. And we can discard the old cover. Now, when installing the new cover, we're going to hold the door in the open position, and we'll hook that actuator arm into position, and we'll pull it back through the metal housing. Now, with the hook in position, we're going to pull it back through the metal faceplate, and then we're going to rotate that shaft enough to pull it through, and then rotate the housing or cover back into position. Now at this point, we're going to put one of the hex head screws back into the plate just to hold it in position. Don't need to tighten it yet. And then we'll put one on the opposite side as well. I'll try to line up that auger through the opening. Now we can reassemble the thrust washer and the E-ring. Now, using a flat blade screwdriver, you can pop that E-ring back into position. Make sure that it doesn't bind on the thrust washer. And if you have difficulty putting that E-ring in position with the flat blade screwdriver, you can use a pair of channel lock pliers as well. Use caution so that we don't damage the plastic bushing at the end of that shaft. Make sure it's firmly in position. We'll install the last 1/4 inch screw into the cover, and we'll make sure all 3 of them are tight. We'll verify that the actuator arm is properly positioned in the metal plate so that it can't go forward or backwards, and that the hook is properly engaged. Next, we're ready to put the assembly back into the bin. Now, as we slide the auger into the bin, we'll also need to put the plastic dry block on the end of that auger. There's a slotted opening that fits over the end of the auger hook. And the arm can slide in underneath the whole housing. Make sure we line up that auger at the back. And then we'll need to engage the metal bracket at the front, and there are a couple of slots there. We'll need to make sure we have those lined up properly. And once they're in position, we can flip the whole assembly over, holding it tightly to the bin. And then we can install the 2 Phillips screws into the bottom. Next, we're going to engage the spring and bracket at the back. And we'll want to hook that spring over that plastic tab on the bottom of the bin. We're going to rotate that bracket into position. Make sure the shaft sits down into that slot. And then we'll put the remaining short Phillips screw to secure that. And then we'll make sure that the long arm of that spring is hooked around the bend on that actuator arm, and then check the tension. Make sure that it holds that door in the open position. Now we're ready to put the front cover on. Now there's a rectangular opening in the front cover that we'll need to line up. And then we can install the 2 screws on the bottom. Take caution that we line these 2 bottom screws up with the appropriate openings, tighten them securely, and then we'll roll it over and insert the 2 on the inside. Again, make sure that we have them properly inserted, tighten them securely. Now, if your model has the accessory shelf that sits on the top, we'll simply snap that onto the side rail of the bin. We're ready to install it back into the refrigerator. Now, when we reinstall the bin, we'll need to make sure that the back of the auger is lined up with the drive motor forks. So we'll open the freezer door again, check the position of that auger motor, line that up, turn the ice maker back on, Slide the bin fully into position. And our repair is complete.
I told you it was an easy job. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your repair.